Thank you very much, Alejandro. Yes, I'm here with one Garry Kasparov, the mastermind behind the Grand Chess Tour. Garry, welcome back to the show. Tell us a little bit about what the Grand Chess Tour means for you and what it means for it to come back this year in such a difficult year.
Look, the story of Grand Chess Tour goes all the way back to the 80s, because since I became world champion in 1985, I always had a dream of having a professional network of tournaments, a series, like in tennis or in golf. And we had, if you remember, and if some of our viewers may remember, the World Cup in 1988-89, so organized by Grandmaster Association. Then later was another attempt with Professional Chess Players Association, PCA, to have Intel Grand Prix. That was Rapid Chess for 2 years. And now Grand Chess Tour is somehow comprised all my dreams of the past, and I believe that it already earned its reputation. It stays much longer than its first attempts, and I believe it has a very bright future. So it had a break in 2020. Everybody did, so it was not our fault. But we are back, and we started the season, and I think that though we had certain losses of the players who could make it because of the pandemics, we are, we're on the track to full recovery, and I believe this year Grand Chess Tour will be a great success. The event here in Bucharest is extremely well organized, and it's also sends a signal that chess has great reputation. Chess, gets the attention and reception and treatment this great game deserves.
You made a very good point about people and in general chess having a difficult year 2020. How important it is for organizers to be courageous enough to go forward with putting together tournaments back on track?
Look, these days, organizers still has to deal with tons of restrictions. Flying from one place to another, for instance, Vishy Anand is still locked in India. He couldn't make it here to Bucharest, contrary to our expectations. We still hope he can do it in Zagreb, though we will have probably to stay just in quarantine for X number of days. It's an extra burden for the organizers, and that's why you have to be thankful for all these challenges that they are ready to overcome in order for tournament to take place. And I think it just makes each tournament even more important, because we, here in Bucharest, we're seeing the return of classical chess. And I know some of the players may feel uncomfortable because they played online for so long, and now they just have to actually sit at the board, they have to see their opponent. This is the greatest difference between online chess and over the board. That is, when you play online chess, it's almost everything is the same. Okay, you see it, of course, in the comfort of your study or just whatever room you.
Maybe you see the face on Zoom.
Yeah, but you don't see the opponent. So this is important. You don't see your opponent, and that's takes a very important psychological element out of the game, because just facing your opponent, that's something. It's not it's not for nothing we say, oh, you face the opponent. Right. No, you don't face the opponent in online chess. I think here some of the players here they just have to overcome this new discovering this old new feeling that you are playing across the board.
Absolutely. Let's get right into the games. We still have the same game that we had yesterday when we met, the same player, one of them, and that is, of course, the youngster Deac from Romania, the lowest rated player in the event, who is actually doing quite well in this one. What caught your eye?
It is the very fact that that MVL is lost with white against the lowest rated player in the tournament, is the young Romanian. That already, it's a good reason to catch an eye.
Absolutely.
And look, Deck played a very good game yesterday, so it was very, very close. Yeah. Garry escaped by miracle. Yeah. And today, I think MVL made a mistake, thinking that would be like an easy walk, because, okay, he plays white against unexperienced Romanian who never played in tournaments of that level, and I think MVO will pay price for his for lack of vigilance.
Absolutely.
So I think that's what's happened is that the game was tough. MVO played. It's not that he played poorly. No, he pushed, yes, but the deck resisted. So I think it's important. I think that's the move. Exactly. Put it B3. This is that's a classy move.
That's a classy move.
Exactly, because MVO repeated the moves and then played G4, which is a very strong move, and I think he was not celebrating yet, but he thought, okay, that's close. And deck found the only move, B3, which is otherwise after G5, black collapsed. So he needed to remove the bishop from C2. Otherwise, I think something like if we just show King H8, then G5, Knight G8, and then Queen H5, and now the threat is Queen takes H7, Rook H3, double checkmate. So that's the. No,
I think maybe Queen H3.
Queen H3. Sorry, Queen H3. Yes, because yes, exactly. Queen H3, and this is this thread, and then just black isn't just.
And now if you go G6, you just have Rook D7.
Then Rook D7. Yes, of course. Yes, exactly, absolutely. Yeah, and and if you go here is this, if you go here H6, then you go Queen H5. Yes.
Oh yes.
And then Queen goes on G6. So and I think that after G4, I think MVL was thinking about all these lines, so how he just wins, and then B3. And okay, it's still good for white, but it's no longer as simple. So and position is it's better for white, but you have to come up with new concepts, and I'm still here surprised, spending quite considerable amount of time. So he spent nearly.
He had 40 minutes here, and then he
12 or 13. Yes, he
12
spent
minutes.
12 minutes, and he blundered the pawn.
Yep.
This is amazing, This.
Yep.
Even if he passed the move,
still much better than Queen D3.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but exactly better Queen D3. It's probably Queen D6 was stronger, but I think he was very uncomfortable because it's. He couldn't see the win, so it's not easy. Queen E6, Knight G3, what computer shows. This is it's better for white, but it's not forced. And I think he just somehow he got, I don't know, panic maybe. And he just didn't see what to do. Queen E6 is not winning.
Let's say maybe a bit disappointed that his opponent didn't falter after his G4 move.
No. And I don't know what the expectations, because the idea, of course, that this after Queen E6 he cannot play Knight E7 because Rook H7, King H7, and then the mate.
Checkmate.
Yeah, checkmate. So I don't know. Maybe he just thought about Knight E7 and just and doing the same. So that's the Rook H7. So basically, this is, I don't know. What he was thinking of?
Maybe he also didn't forgot that after Rook F5, his Rook on A8 is not.
Maybe he'll tell us, when the game is over.
He will.
But the fact is that after Rook F5, so all of a sudden, it's just this G5 pawn. This is the pride of white's position, because this pawn pushed the knight, and it created potential mating threats. This pawn now is being lost.
Yep.
So this is for no compensation.
And there's no way to defend, because after Queen E3,
Bishop F4. Yes, I think Bishop F4.
Bishop F4.
Yeah, still you have to go Queen C3 check. So that's just maybe that would be better, because Bishop on F4 is not well placed. Maybe.
So just get into this endgame and try to survive.
Yeah, but again, but he just went to the endgame immediately. But the way he played, so that's he could. I think he could just do something better here. But look, I think it's psychologically he just he collapsed, and I'll be very surprised if the game will not be over soon, and deck is just, it's easy. He plays H4.
Very straightforward at this point.
Yeah, look, it's a pawn is advancing, and look at the bishop. Bishop is protected by the pawn. Very important, So in every endgame, when your bishop is protected by the pawn, so it's almost as good as a rook. So
you feel safe. Yes.
It's not feel. It's it's a very important rule, because this is when you have rooks aboard. So it's very important that the bishop is protected, and this one is just it holds black's position, and it did hold it when black was in trouble, because bishop on the 6, and now it's the 7th position, it protects the 7th rank, and also eventually will help to advance the pawn. So we'll see. But still, you have to win the game. So that's while it's winning, I wouldn't say it's easy winning, because the game is not over until it's over. And let's see if young Romanian can hold his nerves. Because
Absolutely.
he's about to win the most important game in his chess career, because he's playing one of the top players in the world, who's black. He's in Romania. He did well yesterday against Garry, was so close, and now he may win the game and take a lead. I'm sure it will be a temporary lead, but still, he can catch up with Caruana, who, by the way, handily beat today another Romanian.
Yeah, and he actually won that game. He got one back over Lupulescu because Lupulescu beat him in 2008 and he was leading.
In 2008?
2008, all the
Wow.
way in 2008.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was long. Caruana was young and Lupulescu was experienced already.
Yes, absolutely. Another huge development, let's say, for this year's Grand Chess Tour is, of course, the partnership with one Kasparov Chess. Tell us a little bit about that.
Look, it's a project that has been discussed for quite a long time. So actually started with the event in London, with original Grand Chess Tour event in 2015, I think, in London. So with MVO playing there, and then there was an idea of organizing a Grand Chess Tour in Paris, and that's how Vivendi got in as a sponsor for Grand Chess Tour. And at one point, due to the interest to the game of chess among the top managers of Vivendi, so they thought we could do probably more than just one tournament, and that's how we started the conversation. It took years, which always happens, when you have a big corporation, big project, and also there was just, there were debates, how to put it together. Everybody wanted just to move fast, but things it always takes time, and we ended up with this partnership between Vivendi and some other French investors and Grand Chess Tour, so for Kasparov Chess. And we plan to start our activities a year earlier, but for obvious reasons, we had to take a pause and postpone it. But now we are on, and I'm quite pleased, with earliest development, because while we understand that it's still, a long way to be as good as chess.com and Playing Zone or Chess24, Magnus Chess on broadcast, but we have our own advantage, which is, it's a unique combination of educational material in a very entertaining style. So we also learn from the success of the Queen's Gambit, and that's why I think Kasparov Chess will be offering quite a unique selection of this educational material, so you can learn chess, and we will look for interest of separate groups of chess players. One of the problems is that you just have so much material, and it's very difficult to divide it among the groups of chess players, because they have very different experience, they have different strengths, and I knew that when I did my original masterclass recorded 4 years ago in St. Louis, which by the way also was very successful, I had to deal with the problem that the organizers of the event, organizers of this recording, so the masterclass group, they had no idea about the differences among the chess players. So they didn't know just how to manage. That's the fact that many of our viewers would have very different chess experience. So I tried, just to add material that would be good for 1,200 players, and then some for 700 players, and even a couple of tips and samples for 2,000 players or even more. But now on Kasparov Chess, we incorporate this experience, and it starts with the beginners and it goes to the okay, may I call it masters. So from 1,000 to 2,200, and our lessons, they will also reflect this experience. So we'll make sure that when you do puzzles, whatever you do, you will always be directed, so to the section that makes you feel comfortable and makes you feel good and adds the best to your experience.
And you mentioned 2200. I have to say I've been going through this product, and it's electrifying even for a grandmaster. So I'm very excited to see where this product is going to go.
Yeah, we have many ambassadors. We have ambassadors here. So and MVO is one of them. So we have the list of ambassadors. So you can just go there. I just don't want to take suspense. Just look at the list of amazing male and female players who joined Kasparov Chess. Actually, this is on stage already. As I can tell you, you already have MVL, Aronan, and Garry. So those recorded the lessons for Kasparov chess, and we will continue. So this is because it's never-ending process. It's not that that you have this material. It's not a book. It's online, so we just have to take all the advantage of being online because we can keep adding material.
New content.
There are more than 800 lessons already, and they will be, we'll be adding probably 1,000 lessons a year. So the more and more, because people need that. But it's also important; it should be high quality and it should be entertaining. It's just playing chess should be fun, and again, as we learn from the success of the Queen's Gambit, very important people to feel comfortable, to enjoy it, and it's even if they learn something that just it's challenging, it should be done in a way that doesn't turn them away.
You have to make sure to give a talk to your ambassador after this game, Garry. Always a pleasure to have you.
Yeah, as this. I'm afraid he will not be in the mood to have any talks after these games, though the game still continues. But now what? We have 3 pawns, yes?
Yeah.
We have 3 pawns. And again, look, this bishop is just, it's still, sevens the position, which means, that's this, while bishop is there, he protects the 7th rank, protects this pawn, and black rooks can go anywhere. I'm not sure that the rook h4 was the best move, so I don't know, why didn't he just, I'm sorry, just here. Why did he push the
maybe
pawn?
h4?
Yeah, but why did he push the pawn? I mean, just it's the pawns. Yeah, that's amazing. Certain things you make with your hand because the pawn can, if you can push the pawn, make it closer to the promotions.
The game actually ended. So
he resigned.
He resigned. Yeah. After a5, he resigned. There's too many pawns coming.
He resigned. Yes, I think that's just he didn't want to protract the agony.
Yeah.
So he resigned. Wow, big victory. So just
huge victory.
I should make space vacant for young Romanian just to boast his great victory.